the glorious king of Tantras that resolves all secrets, Sri Guhya Sarvacchinda Tantra Rāja. The second secret. Next is the second secret. It is the profound meaning of dependent origination in connection with the secret initiation. First, give rise to the divine pride. Know that the dakinis are the channels. Know that the dakas are the spirit of enlightenment. Know the locations of the chakras themselves, and their related practices. The distance from the chakra of great bliss to the confluence of Brahma is 48 finger-widths. Each chakra is 3 finger-widths, and thus the nature of enlightened body, speech, and mind. The locations of the initiations and the chakras should be learned from a master's oral instructions. An adept must determine whether the wind of the anus is 3 or 4 finger-widths from the fire of the Brahma confluence. 3 spaces is the secret location. Likewise, 3 spaces marks the chakra of awareness. 4 finger-widths is the location of higher griva. 8 finger-widths is the location of secret guardian of bliss. Based on the particularities of the bodily supports of male and female practitioners, 48 finger-widths can be divided. In this way, at 8 finger-widths is located the secret chakra, the other chakras, located within 40 finger-widths, should be learned from a master's oral instructions. An adept should determine all of them as being inside or outside of the spinal column. There are also 2 types of chakra. First are the chakras themselves, second the channels. Chakras are also taught as fourfold: conditional, secret, natural, and empowered. There are 2 conditional, 4 secret, 16 natural, and 2 empowered chakras. Chandali, 24, are hidden in the 4 chakras. If you turn away from the master in a gathering, spread his oral instructions or bandy them about, receive the congealed stage in order to indulge in desire, turn away from or disparage the hidden points, obstruct the secret mantra, or insult other practices, you will be reborn in the great hell of endless torment until the 1,001 Buddhas are all gone. I have not said to keep concealed anything that is concealed in these chakras. Thus, what in other tantras has been hidden, in this tantra I explain in detail. 32, divided into left and right parts, is concealed in the amount of 64. 32, paired, is concealed in the amount of 16. 32, grouped according to cardinal and intermediate directions, is concealed in the amount of 8. The crown chakra is concealed at the crown. The secret guardian of bliss is concealed at the navel. 16, paired, is concealed in the amount of 8. 16, divided into right and left parts, is concealed in the amount of 32. 16, multiplied by 4, is concealed in the amount of 64. At the throat, in the chakra of enjoyment, one enjoys the 6 flavors. Thus, rasana is concealed in the chakra of enjoyment. The higher griva chakra is concealed at the throat. 8, divided into right and left parts, is concealed in the amount of 16. 8, with right, left, top, and bottom, is concealed in the amount of 32. 8 divided into 8 parts, with right, left, top, bottom, and the 4 intermediate directions, is concealed in the amount of 64. The fire at the Brahma confluence is concealed in fire. In the Dharma chakra at the heart, all phenomena are known. Therefore, awareness is concealed there. 64, paired, is concealed in the amount of 32. 64, grouped in 4s, is concealed in the amount of 16. 64, grouped in 8s, is concealed in the amount of 8. The wind of the anus is concealed within wind. The secret inner heat is concealed in the inner heat. On each chakra there are 4 chakras that externally clasp in the form of the life force. Even though waters, streams, and rivers are caused to flow in numerous ways, in the ocean they become one flavor. Playing at the navel is the enlightened body of great bliss, endowed with the liberations and emptinesses, and likewise the major and minor marks. At the heart is the Dharma body, likewise with the liberations and so forth. Similarly, the enjoyment body is at the throat, and the emanation body is at the chakra of great bliss. The major marks above and emptiness below is the first union of great bliss. The liberations above and the minor marks below is the second union of great bliss. The others should be learned orally. The pristine 10 powers are the 10 unions. Wind is the essence of Tara, in that the nature of breath fills the 6 channels. Fire is the nature of Pandara Vasini, in that the 3 corner channels are filled with warmth. Naturally present are 8 and 5 characteristics. The 8 are the first 8 vowels. The 5 are the first 5 consonants, or the 5 suffix endings, the palace of knowledge. To the right and left of the vowel letter of Hayagriva are 2 A syllables, at the perimeter of which are 9 petals. At the chakra of the secret guardian of bliss, in the center of the 4 neuter letters and 2 A syllables, are the 37 factors of enlightenment. Next, concerning the characteristics of the channels, 72,000 external channels are located in the flesh and give rise to fat. 120 internal channels are located in the fat and give rise to marrow. 32 secret channels are located in the bones and give rise to camphor. The 3 suchness channels are located in the secret place and give rise to bliss. There are 72,000 houses. Each house has 100,000 further houses. The types of worms present in those houses are 72,000, and their number should likewise be understood as multiplied by 100,000. It is taught that in the inner and secret channels, the types of worms also correspond in number. Within the 3 suchness channels are 9 worms that give rise to desire. With the triad of day, night, and twilight, these should be understood by the adept as 9. The camphor located in those channels is the ambrosia emergent from union. Ambrosia and so forth has already been explained. Imagine that Yam becomes a mandala of wind and Ram becomes a mandala of fire. On top of this is the syllable A, which becomes a skull cup. Then Pam becomes an 8-petaled lotus. Imagine a moon disk inside of that. Arrange the fleshes and so forth on it. Conceived as 4 finger widths or a full thumb length above the central deity, one should visualize the syllables in reverse order: blue, red, and white. Imagine a hum becoming a vajra. Above, visualize the syllable mam, resting on a sun disk. This is the union of ambrosia. The 5 fleshes transform into the 5 seats. The hooks transform into the 5 ambrosias. The karmic winds fan the flames, which melts the moon, the central deity, and so forth. This is ordinary ambrosia. The 3 letters and the sun melt. This is called divine ambrosia. That which is summoned by light rays, I have taught to be wisdom ambrosia. Circumambulating 3 times enlightened body, speech, and mind is the practice of blessing. Tasting and offering the ambrosia is taught to be the practice of offering. Then comes the practice of play, which should be understood to mean the right and left. Next, in the practice of melting, the equalizing wind and the fire of inner heat transform the subtle body into the essence of the four wisdoms. One part, akshobhya and vairochana, is the flesh-eating dakini, equanimity. One part is concerted activity, which the worms, the action dakinis, offer. One part, wind and bile, and through bile, phlegm and so forth, should be learned from a master's oral instructions. The gnosis dakini, the channels, offers discriminating gnosis. One part, the lack of nature, with mirror-like gnosis, the Vajra dakini offers. Winds are the Vajra dakini, and channels are the gnosis dakini. Camphor is the flesh-eating dakini, and worms are the action dakini. Furthermore, all the particulars of the dakinis that dwell in the channels and elsewhere should be understood in the proper order. Enlightened body is the action dakini. Enlightened speech is the flesh-eating dakini. Enlightened mind is the gnosis dakini. Great bliss is the Vajra dakini. Furthermore, the particulars of the dakinis should be understood with respect to the central chakra. Joy is the action dakini, and supreme joy is the flesh-eating dakini. Natural joy is the gnosis dakini. Great bliss is the Vajra dakini. The daka is the moon disk, and the dakini is the sun. The chandali, 24, are ascertained as the four chakras that conceal them. The great bliss chakra is absorbed within the enjoyment chakra. The enjoyment chakra is absorbed within the dharma chakra. As for the sequence of absorption above, everything fuses into a seminal drop. This is like how a single sun shines throughout the 10 directions, yet its profusion of rays is fused with it. It is also like the parasol of a universal monarch, which is an assembly of wooden machinery. Moreover, once absorbed into the Dharma chakra at the heart, in the center of the sun and moon disk, the size of a chickpea, is a seminal drop the size of a mustard seed. Around this, on the left and right, is a mantra garland as fine as a strand of hair. The vowels and consonants enwrap the drop like a snake. All that is the practice of the seminal drop. Once the mind has become stable in this, one may meditate on the subtle practice. Imagine that the moon dissolves into the letters dissolve into the sun, and then the sun dissolves into the U vowel diacritic. The U vowel diacritic and the rest then gradually dissolve. The 5 limbs are the 5 gnoses. That is the subtle practice. Then, with one's mind on the subtle nada, one is to meditate in stages. Then comes self-aware gnosis, in which all phenomena, being empty, are of one taste. Moreover, the way in which the Dharma chakra and the emanation chakra drip and blaze should be learned from a master's oral instructions. External concepts are exertion. Internal concepts are the wind of vitality. At the central channel, where both vitality and exertion are constricted, above the nose tip of the relative, at a distance of 4 finger widths, the 3 channels converge. Since this is the location where the breath is constricted, initially one should hold it there. Then hold it in the place of emanation. Alternatively, one should understand how to count it.